Abraham's story. You already know about Abraham and Sarah. They were very old, without an heir. Abram was his name originally. Then later, he was given an H from Yahweh, he became Abraham. Sarah was Sarai. She will give her eye from Iyad, to her future son named Isaac. Abraham impregnated his domestic Hagar. This name means exile. This child had the name of Ishmael. After a while, God had decided that Abraham and Sarai should have a child. Here is the meaning of Abraham's story. Hagar is a woman who came from Egypt. Egypt, in the ancient time, represented the material world. After a while it became Rome. These days, it would be called USA. Israel represented the spiritual world. So Abraham has a child with his servant Hagar. Hagar is a feminine face. You know that feminine face is the representation of mind. She is an enslaved mind, a corrupted mind, like Marie Magdalene. She gave birth to Ishmael, who represents the bad thoughts. Then, life has decided that Sarai and Abraham have a child. Isaac is born. The name Isaac means the spirit in the man. In other words, dedicate your life to God. Dedicate your consciousness to life. One day, God, asked Abraham to sacrifice his precious child. So Abraham used a donkey to carry Isaac to the sacrifice place. A donkey is the symbol of mind. He has big ears but doesn't listen, and he's stubborn. It is a good transporter. In many stories you see how Jesus used donkey to travel. Jesus is the symbol of consciousness, of innocence. He used the mind to convey him. The consciousness dominates the mind. The mind dominates the matter. When God sees how Abraham agreed to sacrifice his only child, God provides a ram to replace the child, Isaac. Originally, a ram was a lamb. When it's become an adult he grows horns and uses them. It is not innocent anymore. They called it ram. It can attack, it can assault and cause lot of damages. Like the mind, it can cause lot of pain. All our suffering comes from the mind, by our judgments. Only the mind is the cause of all our pain. Abraham's story is the opposite of Adam and Eve. The latter identify themselves with the mind. They ate the fruit of judgment. They incorporated the judgment. They blend with it. Abraham on the other hand dedicated his consciousness to God, to life. Abraham burned the ram, burned the egos to weaken the mind. Somewhere in that story, Sarah asked Abraham to expatriate Hagar and Ishmael, which means take a distance from the mind. Sarah felt the necessity to strengthen the consciousness by eliminating the mind. Hagar exiled will become Arabia and Sarah, Abraham, Isaac will become Hebrew. Arab, Abre, Arab Ebera. They are the same word pronounced in the opposite way. This action means the mind which doesn't identify itself with the consciousness. Abraham killed the ram, he killed the egos, he killed the I, unlike Adam and Eve, and he dedicated his life to God. He did what they called the bar mitzvah from Islam and Muslim, submission to God.